What is up, Kingdom Bound family? Welcome back to the Kingdom Bound Insider Podcast. This is episode 10. Can you believe it?
Wow, already 10.
I know, it's
great.
crazy. So we actually have a very special episode this week. We are talking everything festival.
Sounds good.
So we're going to talk about some things that are returning to the festival. We're going to talk about some things that are new to the festival. And then later on, you shouldn't be nervous about this because you're going to do great. But I'm going to test your knowledge.
Oh, great.
So I'm just going to test your knowledge of like the first time bands came to the festival, according to the posters in the hallway.
Okay.
Because for some of these I wasn't at, so I don't know but according to the posters in the hallway.
Okay.
I'm going to test your knowledge on the first time people came to the festival, so that's later on.
Okay.
But first, this day in history, we like to do that in every episode. And you knew this, but I had no clue. I learned that America the Beautiful on this day in history was first published 1895 as a hymn, and it was written by Catherine Lee Bates. There's a picture of her right there, looking very 1895
Definitely. Or if you watch some of the period television shows, she would fit right in.
Anne of Green Gables.
Yes.
She'd be like she'd be one of the background characters. But Catherine Lee Bates published America the Beautiful on this day, 1895. And I didn't know that it appeared in most hymnals back then.
I didn't know the year, but I knew that it was published as a hymn. I remember that.
Yeah, people would sing it in church. Mm-hmm. Very patriotic.
Yes.
So that's this day in history. But before we go any farther, we love the fact that we get to have this amazing partnership with Elim Fellowship, Kevin Neville, all the group there. They are such a blessing to the ministry. They help us with this podcast. They help us to record it, publish it, do all that stuff. And Elim Fellowship has some really amazing things going on. Just a few months ago, they had their annual conference, which was awesome. And it's always good. And they actually ended their conference with SEU worship. And have we ever had them, or have we tried to get them? We've tried to get them.
The year we were canceled for COVID. We were scheduled to play that year.
So yeah, they had SEU worship, which was great. But they always have some really cool things going on. They're going to be at the festival this summer. They're going to have a booth at the festival. Kevin is going to be interviewing people for the podcast again. So if you want to be on the podcast, make sure you find Kevin in the Elim Fellowship booth. And so check out the latest from Elim Fellowship.
Here at Elim Fellowship, we believe that the Lord still speaks.
Hi there, my name is Phil McNeil. I'm the president of Elim Fellowship. I want to talk to you about our prophetic ministry conference and worship conference coming up in August. We believe strongly as the fellowship that the Lord still speaks and He uses people. Bring your team, bring your worship team, bring your team of leaders. If you want to see a fresh vision for the prophetic in your life, in your church, in your ministry, I can tell you that's what this conference is about. Prophetic ministry from people who've been doing this most of their life.
In the Bible, prophetic movements of God were always followed by a response of praise from His people. At this conference, we will do the same. Elim Fellowship's prophetic and worship conferences will be held August 13th through 15th at Word of Life in Rochester, New York.
We have a heritage in this. It's by the grace of God. Come and be a part. I know you will grow in your understanding and the gift of the prophetic. God bless you.
Tickets and more information can be found at elimprophetic.org.
So Donna, I can't believe it's been a year already.
I know.
Since we did this a year ago.
I know.
And I can't believe how fast time flies. And I felt like winter was never going to end. And then all of a sudden it just did.
Yep.
And so you've been doing this for 40 years, so you know how fast a year goes by. But it's crazy that we're here talking about the festival again. And so, this podcast is really going to be just about all the things that people can expect at the festival. And so I feel like a good place to start would be to kind of talk about some of the things that are coming back again this year. Like we have our, I feel like we have our staples, like Paul Palash, as long as he's alive, will be at the festival.
Yes, I agree.
We have our staples. We got the things that we do every year. And one of the things that we do every year is our seminars. And we take a lot of time to like talk through what we think would be some really good ideas for seminars. And you had some thoughts about things that you wanted to kind of get back to this year. What were some of the topics that you really wanted to make sure we covered this year?
I really wanted to make sure that we were presenting some solid information on mental health. It's very important. In the day and age that we live in, I think that it's probably more critical than it was 10 years ago. And so so I'm happy to report that, yes, we are going to be covering that topic well.
Yeah.
I think it's important. I also think that evangelism is important,
Yeah.
and letting people know, because a lot of times, we hear about discipleship and we hear about evangelism, and for a newer believer, they don't really know what that means.
Right.
And they think, okay, I'm supposed to do this. Now, how do I do it?
Yeah.
And so it's important that we give some tools. It's why one of the reasons I really appreciate our partnership with I Am Second, because that's their heartbeat.
Yes.
And so I think it's, I know we had a meeting last week, and it was, to me, was very, very encouraging, because their heart for ministry is very similar to our heart for ministry. And so it's very important. I'm happy to hear that that's going to be happening as well.
Yeah. If all you know about I Am Second is that they do videos, you don't know the half of what they do. And you really don't even know the most important thing of what they do. When they called us a couple of years ago, we said to each other, why do they want to come? Like, what's the point of I Am Second, who does these high-end videos that doesn't need really any of our help to promote what they're doing, because they're doing an amazing job doing it. And so when we met with them, their answer really blew us away. Of like, they just said, we just want to come and pray for people and get people saved. And I don't know about you, but I kind of sat there and I was really taken aback by that answer. And so, yeah, when they do a seminar, they do it all about evangelism. And they really help in their seminars. They really help to break down any argument that you have of why you can't be an evangelist. They really tear that down in the seminar. And so, yeah. And then we have Yvonne Banks, who works for a counseling ministry in Buffalo area, and she is phenomenal with mental health. She's gone through a lot of that personally. She's got some pretty powerful yet hard things that she's walked through, but that kind of give her the substance to talk about it.
Exactly.
When Yvonne shares in her seminars, it's not just information.
Right.
Like, she has lived some tough stuff. And so when we try to get seminar speakers, we don't just find people who are smart or who can regurgitate something someone else said. Like, we want people with substance who have really gone through it.
Because you have that person in the audience who will say, well, you don't know my circumstance. And for the most part in her life, she does know their circumstance. And so she can walk us beside them through the hurt that they're going through.
Yeah. And then we met someone really great a couple of years ago down in Nashville. Her name's Joy Green.
Yes.
And so tell me why you pursued Joy and wanted to get her up to our area.
So Joy, to me, is that kind of that great blend. She has the educational background, but she has the ministry focus. Yeah. And you want both. Yeah. Because particularly in the year 2026, the pains that people are living in my opinion, is more intense than it's ever been. Yeah. And you have to sort of be like, I don't mean this flippantly, but you have to sort of be like a jack of all trades, because you have to be familiar with a large number of circumstances and situations. And I feel like Joy has that blend. And so I'm really looking forward to, we heard her speak when we were in Nashville for the Christian Festival Association meetings, and she really touched my heart when she did that. Yeah. And then this year, she added to the fact that not only she's a really great speaker, but she's added a ministry add on to her, what she's doing. Yeah. And I said to you, I go, the ladies coming to Kingdom On this year are going to love to see her booth. She's going to be an exhibitor. Yeah. And so, for many of you who've been coming to Kingdom On for a long time, you haven't had a booth that offers you more than a t-shirt or, back in the day, a CD. Yeah. No one's buying those anymore. Right. But she has a really wonderful selection of journals, and she has bags and a lot of things that are really great for sharing your testimony, which I love about that part of it as well.
Yeah, she and if you're a guy out there and you hear Joy Green and you talked about women would love her, like when I heard Joy speak, what she talked about was relevant in my life, and what she shared was really powerful for me, and it was something that I needed to hear in that moment, and it was something that I was walking through. And so when I met with her about coming to Kingdom Bound, I encouraged her. I'm like, I don't want you just talking to women,
right?
Like, we obviously could put her in and just say this is for women only, but so I had her do one for women only and one for everyone, because I really think that even the guys that would come, even the men that would come, young or old, she really has some amazing things to say, and I think that everyone will be blessed by what she has to say.
I agree.
And then we have an old timer coming from the Buffalo area, Gary McPhee, who's if you've been in the church circles in Buffalo for a while, you'll know that name. So he's coming. I'm excited to have him come, and we have so many other seminars that and sometimes I feel like seminars are the best kept secret at Kingdom Bound, just because they're not at the main stage, they're not at the worship tent. You kind of have to find them. So they're in the seminar pavilions in the amusement park, kind of over by the water park, and so they're worth finding. And then there's two really cool things that are happening in the seminar pavilions at the same time as our seminars.
Yes.
One of them is the art classes. People love to come and just sit and paint. My dad came last year, and I didn't even know he was coming. I saw his name he paid for a ticket to go paint some pottery. I'm like, Dad, you didn't even tell me you were coming.
I remember, because I thought he paid for somebody else to go. Yes. And you later on, when I talked to you said, no, he was in there. Yeah, I think art classes are always something that are a big draw for a wide variety, of ages, and for both men and women. And so this year, Stephanie's bringing back the classes that she had last year. So there'll be ceramic painting. There's going to be note cards on the second day, and then there'll be painting on canvas for the third day. And what I appreciate about that is, because in the past when we've done art classes, it's only been painting on canvas.
Yeah.
And not everybody can or wants to paint. So this gives everybody an opportunity to do something else. And so I'm excited about that. And she does a really phenomenal job.
And she's fun. She keeps it. I went over there during the classes a few times, and she keeps it light. She plays some worship music during it. And you want to know the best part about going to the art classes, in my opinion, because I'm always like super hot. The pavilion that she's at is right on one of the lakes, and so there's always a breeze coming off the water. You're out of the sun. There's worship music playing, and you're just there, and there's such a cool atmosphere. And so, in my opinion, that's like the best 2 hours of the festival.
So the one thing I would encourage all the viewers is, if you're interested in this and you're coming to Kingdom Bound, registration's open. You have to register to be in these classes, because they're limited. We can't have 100 people painting or drawing. So the registration is limited, but it's now open. Yeah. And so if you go to the website at kingdombound.org and you click on buy tickets, it's part of the menu where you can sign up for the classes. So do that.
It's $40 a class.
It is, or you can take all three for $100.
There you go. So you get a little deal if you do all three, and all three really are worth doing.
And it's a great way in the afternoon. You meet new people, you make some new friends, or you bring your own crew of friends and you're there. Yeah. It's really a great way to be ministered to and to come home with something really cool.
Yeah. And the other thing, tell us about the other thing happening in the pavilions. It used to be in the kids' tent in the afternoons, and we moved it to the seminar pavilions.
And that is that Family Life Network will be bringing their youth drama workshop back. So if you have kids who are 8 to 15 years of age, and they are really into drama, not necessarily they have to be an actor. They can be acting. There can be singing. You can learn to do stage production. You can learn to run sound. There's a wide variety of areas to be involved in theatrical productions, and Family Life does a phenomenal job with it. Yeah. And so they're bringing the youth theater workshop back to Kingdom Bound in the afternoons. Again, you can register to register your young people for that. You go right to Family Life, and you can register them there for the class. It's in the afternoon, again, in a pavilion, out of the sun, not cutting into the ride time, not cutting into the music time. Everybody will still have a chance to do everything. But as I was thinking about it, sometimes if you have many kids, they're all into different things. Some of the kids like sports, some like music, some like whatever. And then there's that whole crew that loves drama. That's why I appreciate always going to a High School Musical, because you see all the different kids getting involved. Yeah. And so this is a tiny taste of that. And so you can go ahead and register your kids for the drama class.
Yeah, it was really cool to see the kids kind of really get into it, and phenomenal teachers, like top-notch teachers. If you've ever been to a Family Life ministry or Family Life network of like play or production, like these people know what they're doing.
Oh yeah,
and then they're passing that on to the next generation. So I would highly encourage anyone.
They do a great job.
Yeah. And then one of the things that I've come to really love, and I think our campers have too, is our Sunday night.
Yeah, so when we moved over, we made a few changes. If everybody remembers, we went to the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday format. The first year we did that, we did not allow anybody in on Sunday, and it was a wild day on Monday.
It was.
And so then when we met with the park, they agreed, and they said, let's get all those campers and all the on-grounds guests onto the ground settled in on Sunday. Yeah. And so we do. So if you're staying in a hotel room or a cabin or a guest house or you're camping, you come in on Sunday. So Sunday night, we open the worship tent. And so this year on Sunday, we're going to bring Lloyd Nix back. Lloyd was there last year. And for those of you who are scratching your head and going, I don't think I know Lloyd Nix. You've heard That's My King, made famous by, he's been CC'd.
He got CC'd.
He's been CC'd, made famous by CC Winans. Lloyd wrote that song. And Cece recorded it. And as they say, the rest is history. But Lloyd has his own music ministry.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
And he has an amazing voice. And so he's going to be at the festival this year, I think, on Sunday and Monday. Yeah. So if you're not camping, you'll still get to see him on Monday. An opening for Lloyd on Sunday night is going to be our very own Brothers McClurg. Woo-hoo. So we love having Brothers McClurg at the festival. Yeah. Many of you may know that Anthony, who is one of the lead singers in the band, is also the head of our worship tent. He oversees all of the artists and makes the program flow there and works on everything that's happening there. So Sunday night's going to be a lot of fun. The other thing we incorporated into that, we'll have communion on Sunday night.
Yeah.
And we'll also give a kind of little flyover of the different things that are happening at the festival, so everybody can get their phones out, mark their calendar, and know they're going to be at they want to be at the worship tent at this time, and they want to be at a seminar at this time, so that they don't miss out on anything.
Yep. And then we do our campfire.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We'll have a late night campfire.
Games in the meadow.
Yep.
And so this year, Athletes in Action is going to help us with the Games in the Meadow. Obviously, I Am Second is going to be doing the campfire for us. But it's really it's a time that, in my opinion, it just sets the tone.
It does. It gets everything started off on the right foot, and I think it creates a family camp atmosphere.
Yes, that's
which
exactly
that happens for everybody who's staying on property. That is that it's like, yes, a large youth group is coming and they have a camp atmosphere, but this is like the biggest group altogether.
I tell people Kingdom Bound is like a big family reunion.
It is,
and so Sunday night kind of sets the tone for that. Because you see people you haven't seen, or you basically live with people for 4 days that you see once a year. And so I've really I think Sunday night's quickly becoming like my favorite night because it really is like community, and that's my jam right there. So we talked about Lloyd Nix being in the worship tent. People love to come and just park in the worship tent.
They like to stay there, and as you pointed out, like Paul Balash will be back this year. We have Tasha Layton's going to be in the worship tent this year. There's a wide variety. The brand new artist called Band Reeves.
Yeah.
Who I've just recently heard. Band Reeves was on them? Yeah, I do. They have a little country sound. So if you are a country artist fan, they were on Ben Fuller's tour in the fall.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's how we found out about them. And actually, how we found out about them simultaneously, our marketing director also does the booking, Dave. Mm-hmm. He was hearing about Band Reeves, but one of our partners, 8 Days of Hope, they helped sponsor that Ben Fuller tour. And so their director was out on the road, and they happened to hear the band. And so they called and said, hey, if you have an open slot, these guys would be really great. It's two guys that sing together. And so we've contacted the agent, and they were available, and so we're bringing them in. So they're going to have a slot in the main stage, and they'll have a slot in the worship tent. So that'll be a really great time to be together. And speaking of 8 Days of Hope, they are going to be sponsoring Heart of the Artist this year.
Yes. So talk about Heart of the Artist for those who don't know.
Heart of the Artist is probably one of my favorite seminars. Yeah, cool. And part of the reason is because you see the artist for just who they are as people.
Yes.
You know, I think sometimes we sort of pedestalize everybody when they're up on the stage. They don't like it. We don't like it. But Heart of the Artist, we ask the artist, it's in every artist contract. Now, not every artist gets to be there because of scheduling.
Yeah.
So if their sound check is at that time, they're not letting them off the stage for sound check. I'm sorry to say. But most of them make an effort to be there. So usually on any given slot, there's an hour time slot there. We usually have 4 to 5 artists that come in, and we're very fluid with the artists. You can sing a song if you want to.
Yeah.
You can share a story. You can tell a testimony, or you can preach a sermon.
Yeah.
You can, you know, and they've done it all.
Yep.
You know, they've done it all in there. And I think that it's one of those areas where it's kind of like it's an unplugged. The artist feels
That's
like
true.
they can come
Yeah.
there, kind of be themselves. We don't do a big Q&A. You know, we're not putting anybody on the spot.
Right.
We're asking the artist to come and share.
It's conversational.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
and
what-
Steve Tiber does a great job with that.
He
kind of
really
stuff.
does. And so he will draw some of those things out. And, you know, it gives the artist a chance to say, hey, this is why I wrote that song.
Yeah.
This is why this lyric is in there. Or this is why I'm going this route with my tour, or this is who I'm working with.
Yeah.
You know, and it's good for people to get that scope, because sometimes we make a judgment call
Right.
when we don't even know any of the particulars of the things that are going on
Yep.
behind the scenes. And so they give us a great glimpse of what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll like tell stories of how a song was written or the season of life that they were going through in that moment, and no guarantee that, because we don't know who's going to be
Correct.
available, right? You said that. No guarantee, but like my favorite Heart of the Artist person is Darren from We Are Messengers.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully we can get him.
He does
I'm
a
not
great
saying
job.
we will, but like he's always fun in Heart of the Artist.
And then occasionally during Heart of the Artist, we'll find out that one of the artists is having a birthday.
Right.
So then we can come in and wish them a happy birthday, and the whole tent will sing, you know, and again, it creates that family. And one of the things I have seen, like over the years, there are specific things that happen that are not scripted.
Yeah.
And so if you're there, you get to participate. And like, this is a off script, not the festival, but for many years, Kingdom Out did an event with Christian Music Summit with their organization. And I can remember in one of the evening services, I don't know who started it, but they raided the costume closet of the church. Everyone got dressed up and they formed a conga line. And I'm talking the artists, like, you know, I think Paul was there.
Wow.
There was a significant number of artists. And so once they started the conga line, then the audience got out and they marched all around the church. Now, did we script it? No. Did it happen? Yes. You had to be there.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's the kind of stuff when I look at Kingdom Out, like the late night campfire, Heart of the Artist, you know, some of the other things that happen, they're not scripted. And unless you're there, you don't get a chance to participate because we can't recreate it.
Right.
And we're not taping it. And we're not going to show it. We're not going to stream it. And so I always encourage people, get your tickets and be there, because you
Yes.
never know what part of history you're going to be a part of.
It's the beauty of a live event. Like
It
you
is.
don't know what's going to happen. You don't know, I was watching a basketball game last night and the fan ran out on the court in the middle of the game and tried to take a picture with one of the NBA players, right? We've had that kind of stuff happen.
Oh, we
at the
certainly
festival,
have.
right?
Yes, we have.
And so you never know what's going to happen at a live event, and that's the beauty of it. One thing I just thought about too, talk about not being in our notes or unscripted, is we're bringing back the amped market again.
Yes, we are.
And tell us what that's about.
So that is, for those of you who come out and you're at the main stage, you know that we have 2 concourses. And so we have a north and a south. And so last year we took the south concourse and we kind of revamped it, and we made that be our amped marketplace. So if you were looking for Kingdom Out merchandise, artist merchandise, food, that's the area where you would go. And so we're going to do that again, and hopefully we'll enhance it a little bit more than we did even last year. And so it gives an opportunity that artists have a little more room. They can spread out with their merchandise. I can remember Skillet took the booth that was the farthest away last year, and we were thinking, oh boy. And guess what? They had the longest line of people waiting to buy their merchandise. So I know that the people who are attending the festival, they're all looking for those things. And so I want to encourage you that you want to visit both concourses when you are coming in and participate and be able to see everything that's available to you.
And concourse is just our fancy way of saying entrances.
Oh yes, that's true.
Exits.
Your entrance and your exit. If you attend the venue at Darien Lake regularly, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the north is where I'll enter now, and the south is on the opposite side.
Yeah.
And so we're utilizing all of the area.
So
this year.
if you're looking for the merchandise that you can buy from artists or Kingdom Bound, you're going to go in the entrance and you're going to keep walking and you're going to kind of go all the way through the tent to the other side of the tent.
Correct.
And you'll kind of go into another entrance, and you'll see that's where all of our merchandise is. So keep walking, just keep going. There's so much walking. You and I were just talking about this the other day. Our footprint is so big that we almost we joke about doing a competition of who walked the most miles during the festival.
Sure.
Because we have such a big footprint. So the motto at Kingdom Mountain is always just keep walking. You'll find it if you just keep walking.
You'll find it if you just keep going. It's true. And speaking also of returning things, for those of you who are in the main stage area, you know that the teacher's desk has been providing food for the past number of years, and they'll be back again.
Yeah.
So, and that's a fundraiser, so that everybody know that the food is very moderately priced, and everything that you are spending your money on there, all the proceeds are going to help keep the teacher's desk providing school supplies to teachers in need in Western New York, and probably we go all the way up to the Pennsylvania border.
Yeah. So if you get frustrated waiting in that long line, just know that you're
helping a student.
This is their biggest fundraiser.
It is.
I don't think he has to do many others.
No.
Because of how well they're blessed at Kingdom Mountain. And so that's why we do it. We don't do it to frustrate people.
No.
And obviously it's cheaper food than where they can get in other places around that area. But we understand that sometimes the lines are long, and it can be frustrating when you're waiting in line for your Chick-fil-A sandwich and they sold out right before you got up there. And we get it. You might not want that Domino pizza.
I believe that there will be a pre-order again this year, so you'll be able to order in advance. And so just keep a lookout.
Yeah.
We'll get information out to you in advance so that if you want to pre-order, you can. That will eliminate that disappointment.
Yes. So it is a ministry. It is a huge blessing. And so please be patient with them, and everyone that's in that booth is a volunteer. And
yes.
So, if you're angry, don't take it out on the 17-year-old who just told you that Chick-fil-A is sold out.
This is true.
One thing that I'm excited to have back is our podcast.
Yes.
Kevin is going to be there to take interviews. I love hearing Kingdom Bound stories. Whether it's an artist or a sponsor or a longtime volunteer, or some of my favorite stories were just the first time people. And so if you have the time, he's going to be in the vending tent, which will be back again. We'll have lots of vendors and lots of ministries raising awareness, but find him in the vendor tent. We want to hear your Kingdom Bound story. We want to hear the way that God met you, or the way that you connected with someone, or just something cool that happened during the festival. And kind of along the lines of the podcast, we just found this out. A lot of you know Mike Gordon. He's one of those other people that I feel like are going to come for as long as he can, and we invite him, he'll come. And so Mike Gordon is a speaker, really good. He has a huge heart for the ministry, huge heart for the festival. He's actually going to be coming. He does TV show called The Perspective. He just sent an email today that show, in some capacity, we haven't worked out all the details, but his TV show is going to be there.
Yes, that'll be great.
And so I think he'll also be looking to interview people for their stories as well. And so
so come ready to share.
Heck yeah, we need you. Don't come just to be a customer, consumer. We want you to be part of the family.
Agreed.
What else? And is anything else returning that you can think of? We kind of covered a lot.
We did, and all the I Am Second Stage will be back. The worship tent will be back.
Mike Peace is going to be annoying you again with not getting you his lineup until the last minute again. That's always returning.
He's always looking for somebody new that is out there he doesn't want to miss. Yeah. And so always you always keep checking social media posts and check the website, because anything new that we can post and give you information about, we will.
Yeah. Well, one thing that's not returning, which is kind of a bummer for our campers and even for some of our commuters, and it wasn't an easy choice to make, and it's certainly something that we know will affect a decent amount of people, and it's going to make some people's lives a little bit more difficult at the festival. So unfortunately, we have to announce that one thing that's not returning is the tried and true Kingdom Bound shuttle.
Yes, it's true. As anybody would guess, due to the rising costs of being able to provide some of those services, the company that we were using the owner actually retired. And when the new owner took over, because of his rising costs, he's chosen to really only transport kids. And so transporting adults wasn't really an option. And we have to have liability coverage for both. And so in securing a new company, the cost was astronomical.
Yeah.
And I'm just being honest with everybody. I would really want to see those resources expended on the gospel.
Yeah.
And it comes down to that. It comes down to those simple economics.
Yeah. It was like 3 times more than
Yes.
what we were paying for a new contract, and we try to keep our costs as low as possible.
We do.
And so we didn't want to have to, pass that on to our customers. So, obviously the tips that we would give you, drive your car over to the main concert area if you're going to do that, or drive your car over to the amusement park. Obviously you can walk through the park to get to different places. But it'll make life a little bit harder for some people.
Right. But I think with a little planning in advance, you can be prepared. The simplest thing for the evening concert is really to take your car out and drive it over, park in the main lot, and enter that way. If you're spending the whole day in the theme park anyways, I guess it doesn't really matter because you're pretty close by already.
Yeah.
You just cross over the crosswalk, and then coming back, you have a little bit longer walk at night.
Yeah.
But I think that in general, I think a lot of people are already walking back in the evenings when the concert's over with, just because 3 buses can't possibly accommodate all the people who are trying to get back into the campground.
Yeah, so just take your car and go all the way to the end of the parking lot, and that's how you get to the concerts. That's the way to park closer to the concerts. And if you need help with figuring out how to do that, you feel free to call us or email us. We can help you with that.
Yes.
But one thing that is returning is our connection with Operation Christmas Child.
Yes.
And I have really come to really enjoy working with Sally, the person that kind of is our contact there. They always bring a really phenomenal speaker that shares about their journey with Operation Christmas Child at the festival. And so they have become a huge partner for us, and they're one of our main stage presenters. And so check out what's going on with them in this video.
Operation Christmas Child is about giving to children around the world in Jesus' name, but it's about teaching your grandchildren and your children the importance of giving. This is my granddaughter, Georgia. We're putting together the last couple of boxes for this week.
You think some little girl would like that?
We want the children around the world to know that God loves them, that God cares for them, and that Jesus Christ is God's Son who came from heaven to this earth to save us from our sins. We want the world to know this. Jesus loves you. Love, Georgia.
All right.
Let's pray for the little girl that's going to get these boxes. Okay, should we pray for them? We just pray for each child that gets a box, that these children will come to know you as their personal Lord and Savior. And Father, we pray these boxes bring a little joy into their lives in Jesus' name. Amen. What do you think, Georgia? You want to build one more?
All right, so we talked about all of the things that we bring back, all the things that are returning, but now we get to talk about some of the new things. And one of the new things that I'm really excited about, I recently heard Keenan Clark talk at an Elim Fellowship event, and he really just brought it. Like, he was so good. And so he has a connection with Marcus McFolling.
Right.
And Marcus McFolling's ministry is called Reach One. And so that has really kind of, you've really done a good job of creating that partnership with him. And he's come to our area a bunch of times. He's connected with some local churches and some pastors, but it seems like he's kind of been brought into the the Kingdom Bound family fold in the last couple of years. And so we actually are partnering with Reach One, Marcus McFolling, and we're kind of turning our teen programming over to them. What can we expect with that?
So the first thing I want to make sure everybody remembers is that the teen program will not be at 9 o'clock in the morning. The teen program is going to move to the afternoon. And I think this is great for a very specific reason, and that means that all teens can participate.
Yeah.
So whether you're camping or commuting, you're on the grounds already by 1:30, so you're going to be able to participate. And so we've asked Marcus to bring his Reach One program to the festival. And so Keenan will be a part of that. Mike Gordon will be a part of that. I'm not sure about Reggie. I think Reggie's going to be speaking in a different location.
He's in the worship tent.
Yes. Marcus will be speaking. He's bringing his worship team, so they'll be sharing worship. They'll be doing some games and activities. It's going to take place at 1:30 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's going to be in the Generations tent.
Yes.
Correct? Yes. Yep. And so you don't need to register in advance, but youth leaders, youth pastors, if you're listening, I want to make sure that you prioritize your kids' time and that you want them to get there, because this is going to be a really impactful time specifically for them. And so they'll have the morning. They can sleep in now because we're not starting the program at 9 o'clock in the morning. It'll be in the afternoon after lunch, and they'll still have plenty of time to enjoy the park and plenty of time for the evening concerts. But I believe that this is going to be a time that's just really intentional for their lives, to hear the message and to really allow some of these speakers and the musicians to speak into the young people's lives.
If you were as a youth pastor or even a parent and like you were on the fence about bringing your youth group or your kids, like in my opinion, this would be the reason to bring them. Like this is what would push me over the edge. So if you're a youth pastor and you're like, yeah, I'd love to go, but I don't know how to figure it out, or can't afford it, like please call us, email us.
Right.
We will help you get there. We will help you figure out a way. Like we'll do whatever we can, because I really feel like this Reach One program, especially with the speakers that we bring in, and I know the quality of each of them. And I've done youth ministry for a long time. I would do everything I could to get to Kingdom Bound just for that program. And then obviously you have the amusement park and the concerts at night on top of it. This year we have Josiah Queen. So Tuesday is going to be amazing for King and Country. Your kids are going to love that. So if there was ever a year where I really would encourage youth ministries, young adult ministries, parents to bring their teens, it would be this year. I feel like we've really gone all in reaching the teen and young adult this year.
I agree with you. I think that there's definitely been a much more dedicated push to be able to do that. And I believe it's warranted, because I think that that's the group right now that I think is the hungriest to hear about Jesus.
Yeah. And there really is like a reception there. And like I said, Marcus, his team, it's going to be really good.
Agreed.
So make sure if you are coming already, make sure that you put that in your calendar as a youth pastor.
Yes, make sure that the young people are there.
It's 1:30 to 3
o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yep. And so because there's a new time for the teens, what time is the kids program for young kids? So the
younger kids, 4 years old to 4th grade, we are moving up. We're moving back an hour. So we're going to start at 10 o'clock in the morning instead of 11. And so that takes place in the same tent. And so 4-year-olds, parents are welcome to come and stay with your little ones. Ashley Servo and her team from Life Church will be bringing the program, and they're doing the Wild West. And so I saw the graphic. It looks great. And I think that the kids are going to have a really great time together, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yeah. And one of the things that we kind of have new this year is we have a couple of new headliners. If you don't know what a headliner is, it's the last person to play. It's kind of like the biggest band of the night.
Yes.
So run through some of the lineup for us.
So Kane is on Monday night, and Kane has not headlined the festival before. They have been to Kingdom Bound before, but they're headlining. And so we're excited to have them here. I think that if you're looking for a dynamic worship night, you're going to have a really great time together. And then on Tuesday, Josiah Queen is headlining. And so Josiah had a very, almost like a cameo appearance when he was at the festival the last time. And so he's moved up the place there. And it's interesting because he's young. He's 22 or 23 years old.
That's crazy.
But if you listen to the lyrical content of his songs, he's really got a strong message, and he has a very broad demographic.
Yeah.
I hear the kids and the teens, they love him. And then I hear the adults, they love him.
Loves him.
I myself do. I find I catch myself listening because his lyrical content is strong.
Yeah.
And I look at it, he's not singing anything that's fluffy, and he's not afraid to challenge his generation. And that's one of the things I really love, because we can put not we like to look at the ages of everybody, but we can put somebody who's a little more seasoned, and they're going to talk, and the kids will feel maybe. They'll listen and the message will sink in. But when their peer speaks, it has a whole different connotation. They listen. Oh, he's saying this.
Right.
It's like what comes to my mind all the time is the Dusty Bible song.
Yeah.
And he goes, we've got dusty Bibles and we've got brand new iPhones and we wonder why we feel this way. And I'm thinking he encapsulated it, because I can watch a young person, they're walking around with their new device and they're still not happy with the new device.
Right.
It's like, why aren't you?
Right.
Why? Because you have not connected with Jesus yet, and you need to. And so I feel like he can say, I could say that and then they would just blow me off,
laugh at it, yes.
And he says it and they sit up and take notice. And I appreciate the fact that he recognizes that and is allowing God to use him in that way.
He's not scared to, say the unpopular thing, sing the unpopular thing. And like you said, he's very young. So it's really surprising for someone to have that kind of depth of lyric and message and passion.
Right. And then, of course, on Wednesday, not a newcomer to the stage by any means
No, for a couple
at all.
years, though.
But for King,
22, I
for
think,
King
was the last
Country,
time they were here.
will be back with us. And this is after they've been off. They've been off for a whole year. So it'll be exciting to see them here and have them back on the stage. And, they're like part of the family. They've grown up coming to Kingdom Mountain since they were little boys. And now they're grown men. And they have a really great ministry. And so I'm happy that they're going to be back here. I think the other thing that's important to watch, too, is that while those three bands have the closing slot, there's also a lot of excitement in that next slot. On Monday, Passion Worship is going to be coming back, and they'll be on before Cain. I think Monday's going to be a really worshipful event.
Monday's going to be cool.
On
People are sleeping on Monday, and they really shouldn't.
No,
be. Like,
they need to be there
Monday
on Monday.
is gonna
And
be really good.
and we won't go through all the thirds, but before Passion is going to be John Reddick.
Yeah.
And so the three of them combination is a really great dynamic. And then on Tuesday, Ben Fuller is going to be coming on before Josiah Queen. And on Wednesday, We Are Messengers, who are they're also a part of Kingdom Mountain family. Darren's been coming to Kingdom Mountain for many years, and he's just he brings a completely different dynamic and just draws us into worship, and I think it's phenomenal. I think all three combinations on all those days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you don't want to miss. So I think you should get an event pass. Don't just buy a single day ticket.
Yeah. Is there a band in your opinion that like people may not know or heard about, or might not, maybe someone that isn't going to be in those top 2 or 3 slots that you think people should make sure they hear?
Well, I don't believe that we've ever had Leanna Crawford at the festival. She's coming back, and or she's coming in this year, as well as Rachel Lampa. Now, Rachel has played the festival many years ago. You don't want to miss Rachel. And the interesting thing is, I saw Rachel in the fall when we were at the Christian Festival Association meetings. Rachel was recovering from pneumonia. And she sang. Like when she opened her mouth to sing, I'm like, you shouldn't have told us that. Nobody would have known that you had pneumonia. So I'm really thrilled that we're able to have her at the festival this year. So those are they're all people that we don't want to miss. And I think we mentioned Band Reeves. They're another new band that are coming up. Sean Rodriguez is going to be back with us this year. So, I look and think there's nobody that you should want to miss. There's everywhere you look, there is somebody. And, it's like years and years ago, we used to always say there's something, whether you're 4 or 84, there is something for everybody at Kingdom Bound. And I feel like when I look at the stages, that's still true.
Yeah. So Rachel, going back to Rachel, like she was popular as a kid.
Yes.
And in one of our past episodes, she talks about coming to Kingdom Bound, and she got rained out.
Yes.
And but she was popular at 18, and to have that kind of pressure at 18, and she was performing, and she was kind of performing stuff that other people had for her, and it wasn't, when she did try to put out stuff that she wrote, it didn't go as popular, and so she really got burned out by the industry. And so the fact that we're bringing her back now, she has the journey that she's gone through, the things that she has learned in life. There is a substance now to Rachel, and not only her music, but she's going to be speaking in the worship tent.
Right.
And what she's going to be speaking on in the worship tent is her son and the journey they've gone on with Leo. And I'm telling you, like some artists, Josiah Queen, you gave a great example of. There's a depth to their lyrics. And it's a ministry. Some artists come to perform, other artists come to minister, and I'm telling you that Rachel is going to come to minister, not only when she sings but when she speaks. And so I would highly encourage you to find when Rachel's singing and speaking and be there for that, because the journey that she's been on, it gives her something to actually say. and something to actually sing.
And I would encourage the viewers as well, if you're attending, don't attend as an observer.
Yeah.
Come ready to participate. Come ready to open up your heart.
Yeah.
And allow God to do something. Because if you come just to observe, you're going to find a performance. And hopefully we have prayed through and done our homework in the booking of the artists. We don't book lightly.
Yeah.
We don't just say, hey, let's bring this one or let's bring that one. We don't book lightly. We pray about who's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And what we pray is that we're going to align together.
Yes,
so that the
absolutely.
focus on ministry would be there.
Yeah.
And so I think, sometimes we hit it, sometimes we don't.
Right.
There have been a couple of artists, if you look through the years, there's been a few artists that they've never been invited back, and there was a reason for that.
Yep.
And then there's ones that have played the festival year and year and year after, coming back all the time. And so we pray that would continue to happen. But as an attendee, if you're coming in, come ready to let God speak to you.
Yeah. One thing that's super important, that's often not realized or overlooked, is how important the role of the MC plays. And so we always try to make sure that the MC we bring on, not only can he carry the stage, because that's a big stage, it's a lot of people, and really, in all honesty, no one's really listening to you.
Right.
And so you have to be able to get their attention, and it's not easy. Like, we've seen a lot of people try it, and they might be good pastors and preachers, but being an MC is really tough. And so we've been blessed to have Christopher Hopper. Like, he's just been done phenomenal as long as I can remember. I'm
Yes.
sure I know you've had others, but Christopher Hopper's really been carrying that for the last couple of years. He's not going to be there this year. So one thing we're going to have is new MCs, and we put a lot of thought into it because we don't want just someone who's going to go up there and perform as an MC.
Right.
We want someone who's going to pastor moments. We want someone who's going to have something to say of substance. We want someone who's going to know how to handle different situations, and when God moves in different ways, they're going to be able to steward that. And so give us so we're actually we're bringing 3 new people in.
Right.
And we're going to have them each cover a different night. And, I wouldn't say it's an audition for future times, but just to kind of see who fits the best with our Kingdom Bound family. So who are the 3 new MCs that we'll have at the main stage?
So we have Curtis Minifield, who's a local, I'll call him a celebrity. He would hate that, but he really is a phenomenal young man with an amazing ministry. Sean Rodriguez, who you have heard at the festival multiple times, worship leader as well as speaker, and he's done a variety of things. And Mike Gordon, who you've also heard. Mike has done seminars. Mike has been active in the youth program. Mike has, and as we talked about, the fact that he's now doing a television show.
Yeah.
And so those will be the 3 that will be represented on the stage.
Yes. And so one of the things, we've had Mike on in a previous episode. We had Sean on a few episodes ago, and we didn't have Curtis on yet. Yeah. So we wanted to take a few minutes so that you could get to know Curtis, so that we could get to know Curtis. So take a few minutes and listen to this really good interview with Curtis Minifield, our 3rd MC of the event. For those who are listening to the program but aren't from the Buffalo area, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a dad, you're a pastor, you're a youth pastor, you're a husband. Yeah. What else? You used to. Do you still rap? Are you still a musician?
No, I couldn't put a lyric together to save my life. But yeah, first and foremost, man, I'm a child of God, man. I love Jesus. I love God. He's my everything. And my life is devoted to him. Yeah, I've been married for 23 years, have 2 kids, a beautiful wife, Anastasia, and have 2 kids. One's 18, graduating high school, and one's 10, graduating 4th grade. So big gap of time there in between kids. So yeah, I'm a husband, a father, and I have been in student ministry for 26 years now. 26 years.
26 years.
Long time, but I love it. Just been called to the generations, and just devoted my life to it, man. It's just a passion that I have, and so until God says it's time to stop, I'll be doing it.
A lot of people see ministering to the next generation as kind of like a stepping stone,
right,
to get to where they want to be.
yeah.
But it seems like it's a call on your life. It seems like it's something that you're really passionate about.
Yeah, it's definitely a call. I remember when I was ordained, I was already kind of working in youth ministry, and when I was ordained, and the Lord asked me, would I be willing to do this my whole life? And I said yes. And one thing I never wanted it to be was to be a stepping stone to become a senior pastor or to get a higher position. It is just something that I had a passion for, and I said yes to God. And my yes is still yes.
It's great. So needed.
Tell us a little bit about, what your ministry is like. You have these ablaze nights, other things. Tell us a little bit about some of the things you guys do at your church and your ministry, in your youth ministry. Next to young adults.
I've been youth pastoring for many years, and I've kind of slowly kind of transitioned out of that day-to-day youth pastoring for my church, and I have someone else who kind of works in there, and I still oversee it. But the big thing that keeps me going is our what is called a Blaze movement. And a Blaze movement was birthed out of our youth ministry from our church, and that encompasses a lot of things. It encompasses youth, it encompasses young adults, different events, even the leadership part of it. But we try to reach as we were really focused on youth for many years, and then you notice as the years go on, so many grow up and they're young adults, and now it's like, well, what's for us? What do you have for us?
Yeah.
And so we noticed that at our conference, that it started getting to like, man, there's like 50 youth and 50, young adults. You need something for young adults.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Something that we can go deeper with them, and so one of the like I said before, one of the things that we do is a hunger night every month. But with the youth ministry, we really focus on discipleship. Like, discipleship is really important for us. Is when you can get young people in, but that you can disciple them, because they're going into this atmosphere in their high schools, and you're trying to prepare them for college, where everything is anti-God, right?
Okay.
Anti-Christ.
Yeah.
And so their faith is being challenged. And I noticed probably right after COVID, I was just like, man, we have a lot of biblically illiterate young people in church. Not that their hearts aren't for God, but they're just biblically, they don't know foundational things, right? And so it's so easy for their faith, when they're challenged, for their faith to be shaken. And so it's really been like our heart is this discipleship, getting young people to be able to, defend their faith, effectively communicate the gospel. And so that's what we do. And our gatherings are to basically to come alongside other youth ministries and just kind of help their young people, expose them to the presence of God in a different way, that they may not have at their church, or to just, help them birth that fire in the young people that can take it back to their churches, to take it back to their youth ministries. And so it's really something that we're passionate about, is seeing as many healthy, vibrant, youth ministries in our region that are just flourishing and doing amazing things for the kingdom.
That's cool. That's cool. So the reason we're talking with you today, the reason we asked you to come on is Chris Hopper, who has been an MC for us for a while now. He is not coming back this year. And so when we were thinking about different people that we could have as our MC on our main stage at the festival, you were on the short list. And we brought you up, and we were, we thought, man, it'd be cool to have Curtis, and so you've been in the area, and you've been a part of Kingdom Bound for a long time. And Donna, what were you saying about the Vanguard nights?
Well, that's how I remember meeting Curtis, was because of Vanguard. with Michael Peace all those
Yeah.
years ago, as we were saying when I said that Kingdom Mountain was going to be 40. Vanguard was a big part of the history of Kingdom Mountain, and Vanguard was at sort of the Spirit for many, many, many years. And as you're talking about discipleship, I can't help but hope that many of those young people are still active in ministry as a result of having those seeds of discipleship fed to them during that time period. And I'm thrilled to hear what you're doing, because discipleship is the second half. Like, we can put an evangelist up and we'll get people saved. But if we don't give them anything to put some roots and grounding in their life, it won't last. And so it's so important what you're doing at that particular age, because they're making decisions for their life.
Yeah, absolutely. Vanguard was very critical. And I can tell you firsthand, I'm in contact regularly with many of the people that went to Vanguard.
Wow.
And there are so many, like literally around the globe,
Right.
that are in ministry full time, that are serving the Lord, that are doing amazing things. And so that ministry that Fred started, and with Michael Peace, and changed my life radically, and has had an effect, and we're seeing it in the generations. We're seeing it.
So I have no clue what Vanguard is, and I'm sure a lot of people listening don't either. So what was Vanguard?
Well, Vanguard was a camp. And so Michael had the idea that he wanted to be able to take the kids out and give them an experience prior to Kingdom Mountain. So if you remember back in those days, Kingdom Mountain was on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
So they'd start camp either on Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
And you'd have intensives, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, intensive teaching, prayer. And then the class, whoever, all the campers that were there that year, they would all graduate on main stage on Wednesday night, on the opening night of the festival.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Much of what I do in youth ministry was inspired from Vanguard. Michael Peace, the way he ran the camp, just his whole philosophy behind ministry, and so it radically changed my life. From someone who was lukewarm at the time, and I was invited to Vanguard for the first time by Michael Peace, and there was a gentleman named, I don't know if you remember, Tay Williams.
I was going to say Tay Williams.
Somebody and they invited me, and it was like, oh my gosh, what is this? This is amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. So Kingdom Bound has had its hand in so many people's lives, and I'm one of them. I am a testimony of Kingdom Bound and the effectiveness of Kingdom Bound.
Give us some of your best Kingdom Bound memories.
Oh man,
I know there's a lot. You were saying you can't pin one down. Come on, give us at least one or two.
So I was thinking about this, and I'm gonna give two memories that I think probably have impacted me, but probably not in the way you think. Like, there's so many memories of being there as just a camper and seeing artists and seeing concerts and hanging out, and going as a youth pastor and taking kids and seeing their lives be affected. But the first memory did have to do with Vanguard. So I remember one year we would do Vanguard camp. The campers would help with security at the main stage. I don't know if you remember, Donna, but we would help with security, just kind of, we felt really important. Like we got a pass, and we got to be at the pack stage, and we were just helping like keep people, make sure they weren't standing on their seats during the concert and stuff. And sometimes even if there was an altar call, we'd be in the front. They would let us, if you went to Vanguard camp and you graduated Vanguard camp, you could pray for people who got saved, Nice. So we thought it was amazing. So I remember one time, I don't remember the artist that was on stage. I know it was a rock band. I don't know if it was Newsboys. I don't think it was Newsboys, because it was a little harder. So I can't recall the bands at the time. This had to have been around 96, somewhere around there. And so I'm walking down the aisle, one of the aisles, and I'm just I want to keep clear, And I remember thinking to myself, because I was really into Christian rap and gospel and things like that. And I remember thinking in my head, man, how do people worship to this music? I know it's Christian, it's good, but how do they? And I so clearly heard the Holy Spirit tap me on the shoulder and say, so clear, he said, just look to your right. And I looked to my right, and I saw this young kid, and this rock music is playing. I saw this young kid with his hands lifted, screaming out the lyrics with his eyes shut, worshiping. I mean, he was worshiping so hard, his face was turning pink. and he was just singing his heart out. And that was the Holy Spirit telling me, see, that's how people can worship today. And that changed my life so much, because I was like, this is there. God isn't just in, our traditional worship music, our traditional gospel music. God, his presence is in everywhere, every type of music, every genre of music. And that really changed my life. And I share that testimony a lot, even with the young people, when they say, oh, I don't like that kind of music. I don't know how they do this. I said, listen, God will use anything and anyone to lead you into his presence. And so that was really, really impactful for me, really impactful. The other one was more recent. This had to do with my oldest son. I think he was, this had to have been about 2019. He was a huge For King and Country fan. And so we got to go see him for King and Country. And so he probably was 10, I don't remember the age, 2019, 2018. I don't remember what year it was, but I remember they came on and they were doing an amazing concert. And we were over to the side where you can kind of sit if you have a pass on the other side of the rail. And so we were sitting there and we were watching the concert, and it was amazing. And they were singing that one song about I pledge my life to I don't know the lyrics, but it's like a worshipy thing. And again, it's just amazing. The Holy Spirit. I heard the Holy Spirit. Look at your son to the right of you. Another time, look to the right, and I saw him, and I had never seen it. He was just standing there, and his eyes were closed, and he was singing this song along with For King and Country. And it was so much passion on his face when he was singing it. I teared up. I started crying because he was probably like 9 or 10 years old. And it was a memory that I will never forget, because I think it was the first time that I had actually seen him just worship in that kind of environment by himself.
Wow.
And so for me, it was like, thank you, Kingdom Bound, because you made this happen. Like, this is all because of you. You made this happen. And so those are probably two memories that, for probably not the most conventional reason, but that really, really have stuck with me and touched me, blessed my life.
That's cool. That's cool. We did an episode a few episodes ago where we talked about a band that we would want to hear like one more live performance, and you talked about liking Christian rap. One of the bands that I mentioned was Cross Movement. If you could hear one Christian rap artist again, like live, who would it be?
Man, that's a tough one. Like current, in the past.
It doesn't matter. Whatever comes to mind.
That's a tough one. Wow. Cross Movement would be one.
Yeah,
Definitely.
they were good.
Cross Movement. They probably were the ones that ushered in the modern Christian rap that you hear now. There's so many. I really like KB.
Yeah.
Anything KB does, he's solid.
Yes.
His lyrics, doctrinally, just solid. And he's just overall a great dude. Like, I like KB a lot. I think he's good. He's amazing.
Donna, what's one band you would want to hear again?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I'd love to see For Him again, or I'd love to see Point of Grace. They ushered in a lot of things for artists to come up behind, or I think about Rebecca, and people debate, Rebecca has a very unique voice, but Rebecca had a very unique message. And I'm hard pressed to find another artist whose convictions were as strong as hers, having that kind of influence.
Yeah, I agree. Rebecca was amazing. I would like to see Carmen at his height again.
Oh, yeah.
Carmen he was awesome.
He was unique.
Awesome.
I was combing through archives a couple of years ago when I first started at KB, and like video archive. And there's a video of Carmen Young, and he's just like hanging out in the campgrounds doing an interview. And before he got big, and it's so funny to see, like, he's just like, hey, and nobody's like, people are like walking past him. They have no clue who he is. And so it must have been really early on, but yeah, it's Carmen.
Yeah. So many good bands over the years. They're so good. So good. Yeah.
So you're going to be an MC, and like personally, I hate emceeing. I tell people I'd rather preach for an hour than MC for 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I admire you for saying yes, because emceeing is not easy, and we all have that one moment on stage that was embarrassing, or we wish we could redo. And so I want to help you get your nerves out by being an MC. By you can already tell our audience like what was something really embarrassing that happened to you on stage, so that when you go on stage you don't have to worry about them thinking that you're perfect and you have it all together and you're going to screw up. So give us.
I think probably the most embarrassing thing is when you are kind of starting out and you don't really, you're kind of learning stage presence, and you're trying to read a crowd, you're learning how to do all that, and like you try to do something funny, say something funny, and the crowd is just like staring at you.
Yes.
And you don't know what to do. So like I just tell the crowd, if you see this guy come out, if you see me come out, and I say something funny, laugh. Just laugh.
Get your plans.
My wife says I tell the corniest jokes all the time. And a lot over the years, the youth usually didn't laugh at my jokes. So do me a favor and laugh. Just laugh. It'll make me feel good. It'll calm my nerves down. No, but I love emceeing. I think that's probably. I've had some times where I've called people by the wrong names, things like that. So we're gonna try. All of us who are emceeing, we're gonna try our best to get this right and not be too awkward and make it a good time.
You're gonna do amazing. You're gonna do amazing. Thank you so much for saying yes. All right. So one question. This is probably the most important question we have for you. It's a question we're asking all of our guests that we're having on the podcast this year. And the question is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, is a hot dog a sandwich?
It's a hot dog a
I'm
sandwich.
gonna say emphatically no.
Oh, emphatically, not just no, emphatically.
Emphatically no. And I'm gonna tell you my reason why.
Okay.
Is anything that you have to, I feel like because you put it on a grill. Now you can boil hot dogs. No, that's nasty.
Yeah. Nobody wants that.
Nasty.
No, but if you got to put it on a grill, so I feel like it's not a sandwich. For me, a sandwich is like cold cuts. You put mayonnaise or something on a bread. But if you have to put it on a grill, I think it goes in a different category.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that's good reasoning.
Yeah.
I like that. The grill part makes it not a sandwich.
I don't know about
the grill part kind of thing. Now, what do you guys think?
It's bread, meat, bread. That's a sandwich.
True. That's true. Yeah.
So you think it is a sandwich?
Yeah, I think they all anything handheld is a sandwich in my opinion.
You want to know what's funny? Is we've had 5 guys and 4 girls as interviews, and 3 of the women that we've had have said it's a sandwich. And all the guys, like emphatically, like you said, no, it's not a sandwich.
Okay.
The only woman that we've had, the only woman that we've had say it's a sandwich, it's not a sandwich, is Jamie McDonald. She said it's not a sandwich, but all the other ones say it's a sandwich. And so why do you think it's a sandwich? What's your
just for that reason? Like to me, the description of a sandwich is bread, meat, bread. And maybe several layers of it, but it's meat sandwiched between bread, so that makes a sandwich.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it it's not a sandwich. It's I don't know what you would put it in. It's a grill. I don't know.
Somebody said that it's not a sandwich because you wouldn't say I'm having a hot dog sandwich.
True.
You would say I'm having a ham sandwich.
That's true.
I'm having a turkey sandwich.
I get
I'm having a roast beef sandwich. But you wouldn't say I'm having a hot dog sandwich. Just like you wouldn't say I'm having a hamburger sandwich. So is a hamburger sandwich probably not? So Curtis,
it's a debate that's going to go down for years.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So a hot dog is not a sandwich. Donna thinks it is. I don't think it is. The bread's connected. I think it's if you were going to classify it in any way and you had to, I would think it's more like in the sub family because the bread's connected.
A sub is a sandwich.
It can be.
I mean, that's what they call it. They say, would you like to order a submarine sandwich?
Yeah.
Well, then they call them hoagies. They have a million different names.
Yeah.
But a submarine, they will say, "Do you want a
That's true.
submarine sandwich?"
That's true.
Mm,
So, but I don't think it's a sandwich.
That will be a debate now for a long time.
yeah. Let's debate. That's going down
Yes.
in history.
Yes.
That's like Jordan, LeBron. Who's the GOAT?
There you go. Cool, man. So anything that you have coming out, everything you got coming up within your ministry, personal life, or anything you want that people would love to hear about or know about, or you'd help you promote, what's going on in your ministry life?
Well, we have had two camps coming up in August. First week of August is our young adult intensive camp. It's just all focused on discipleship, just going deeper with the Lord, and that's at Elim Bible College. And then 2 weeks later, we have our youth camp, our teen camp that we've been doing for years. So we'll be busy planning that, and then our yearly overflow conference in October. We're doing that this year, October 16th and 17th.
Okay.
And we're in need of, we outgrew my church. Last year we had to, we filled up our sanctuary and then our youth building. We had use for overflow. It was probably about 600 people. And we had some people got turned away. Some people didn't want to go on overflow and drove home. And so we were kind of disappointed. We felt terrible. We weren't expecting it. So many people to turn out that year. So
Wow.
God willing, this will be our last year doing it at my church. We're looking for another place to do it. So
Okay.
keep us in prayer with that. But we're really excited to see the testimonies that come in from like other youth pastors and youth ministries, and just seeing like their young people just be totally wrecked, just set on fire for God and what they're doing for the kingdom now, man. And so we're excited. And like I said, we're going to do it until God says not to do it anymore.
There you go.
So hopefully it'll keep on going on for years. But that's what we have going on. If anybody wants to check it out, the website is overflowconf.com, overflowconf.com. Some really amazing guests this year coming. Eniola, she's the lady who sings "Lace Up Your Boots." I know you heard that song.
Yeah.
Before, yeah. Diana Marie, Layla Olivera, some really awesome worship artists. Pastor Sean Smith. And we have an amazing Christian hip hop rapper coming named Breno, and he's amazing. So it's going to be a good time. They're going to encounter the presence of the Lord, and hopefully their lives will be changed. And so really excited about that. And other than that, we're not doing anything.
You're bored.
You got your hands full.
I am excited, and it's an honor to be at Kingdom Bound this year and help host the stage. So I'm really looking forward to it.
What do you look for? Like, you're having a rap artist come to your conference.
Right.
What do you look for in an artist that when you invite them to your conference? Like, what makes you reach out and say that's someone I want to have?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I always do, we kind of have like a what we want when we look for people. So we try not to bring people, for the most part. Last year we kind of did, but it just kind of fell in our lap. We had this girl named Lizzie Morgan and Jonathan Stamper, and it just worked out that they were able to come. But we typically don't try to just bring people with a big name, even though it would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because Overflow Conference grew organically from its start, and we want people to come not because it's your favorite artist. We want people to come because they want God.
Right.
They want to experience God. If we have somebody that might have a big name or a famous name, not that we can afford anybody that's really a big name, but if it did work out that way, it does. But so we try to find somebody typically who isn't like really super well known. And then we look at their content. So let's take this guy who's coming. His name is Breno. We look at his content. Like, what is he saying? What is his lyrics saying? Then we look at his music. Is it good? Is it something that the kids can bop to, that they're gonna get excited about and jump to? And we kind of look at it that way, and we'll reach out and just hear their heart and kind of go from there. And so we feel like every year we put together a lineup that is that's specific to what we do for Overflow to get the maximum impact on these kids' lives.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate you saying yes to being an MC. We love the relationship that we have with you at the festival.
We're looking forward to having you here this summer.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's an honor. It really is an honor. Like, this is Kingdom Bound will always be very dear to my heart because it's affected my life in so many major ways. My spiritual father is a guy you guys know, Michael Peace, and it's through Kingdom Bound that I connected with him. So there's so much that I'm grateful for with Kingdom Bound. And so anything you guys ever need, I'm just a phone call away. Just let me know. And this is one of them. So it's an honor. It really is.
Curtis.
Cool. Thank you, man. Good seeing you.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
God bless you guys.
All right. So that was a really good interview with Curtis. I can't wait to have him on at the festival. In my opinion, he's going to do really well with pastoring the moments that we need him to, but he's also really charismatic enough to just have fun with people. And so
I agree.
I'm looking forward to having him there. The last thing that we have that's new is we usually try to do some late night fun.
Yes.
And so one of the things that we're doing this year, we're having Sean Rodriguez back, and he's going to do kind of a worship fun night for kids. But another thing, we're trying something a little new, and I'm a little freaked out about it because I don't know what the end result's going to be. But we are having what we're calling a glow night paint throwdown. And so 11:15 on Tuesday night, we're going to have some glow paint. We're going to have some canvas for people to paint on. We're going to have some competition. And so bring clothes that you don't mind getting dirty. Now, I've been told the paint will wash out, but they always say that, right? They always say that. But we're going to have a glow night paint throwdown. And so we're going to do our best to not get paint everywhere.
So, Mike, when you say throwdown, like I think about a ring. Are we going to have a fight here?
So there's going to be two different things. One of them is it's going to be a competition to like who can create the best art with the glow paint. And then for people who don't want to be artistic, we are going to get these balls that you soak in paint, and we're going to play dodgeball with them.
Oh, great. That's why you have to wear the clothes that you don't mind getting paint on.
Exactly.
Okay. Either that or we're going to get some very large garbage bags, cut a hole in, and we're going to cape everybody.
Well, we did talk about like, can we find a sponsor and just give T-shirts out that night?
Right. That could just get painted on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, we're going to get lots of plastic or cardboard for kids to have a dodgeball game of glow.
Now, so here's the one reminder that I want to give as like, I guess now I'd be giving it like as a grandma, rather than as a mom. This particular event is only open to those who are staying on the property.
Ground, yes.
So if you stay there and you get paint all over you and now you have to be transported somewhere, no one's going to want to put you in a car and take you anywhere.
My golf cart, no.
So it is only if you are staying on the ground somewhere, in a camper, in an RV, you're camping with your family, you're in the hotel, those only on grounds guests, the same group that's in on Sunday, that's who can participate in this late night activity.
Don't go to this. If you're just going for the concerts or just going for the day, do not come to this. We will kick you out.
Yeah. If you want to do that in the future,
you
have to come in then. Next year, get on grounds.
And unfortunately, like people can't even get a campground right now because we're
not
sold
right
out.
now. No, there are no sites available.
It's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy that we're sold out again. Let's see. Anything else new? I think we covered most of it.
I think we covered everything.
Wow.
It's going to be an exciting year.
It is going to be an exciting year. And we're at year 39. Next year is year 40.
Yes, we are.
Wow. Cool. All right, so Donna, I wanted to have a little bit of fun with you.
Okay.
You have been at every single Kingdom Bound. You've been a part of running every single Kingdom Bound. That's a lot of work you've done.
I haven't been running every single one, but
not running, but like part of running.
Yes,
part of making it happen is what I meant. Thank you for correcting me, because Fred Caserta ran it for 20 years. But okay, so you've been at them.
Yes.
You have a really good memory. Don't say you don't. You do. Trust me. I've had plenty of conversations with you. So I wanted to have a little fun. We have this wall of posters in our office.
Yes, we do.
And they're from every single year, except for the last 2 years. We got to get them printed. But this is from the very first on. And so I looked at the posters on the wall, and I want to see if you can guess the year artist first came.
Okay.
Now, this is according to the posters. Maybe we had an artist there who wasn't poster worthy.
Okay.
But this is the first year they were on the poster.
Okay.
All right. And I'll make it easy on you. I'm going to go from like early on to most recent.
Okay.
So you'll kind of have a time frame the more we play this, so it might get easier for you. And it's going to be all of like musical artists and then one speaker.
Okay.
So let's see how good you are at remembering.
Do I get to like call a friend or
Phone a friend? There are probably plenty of people that you could call that would remember. Okay, so the first one was Ray Boltz. What year do you think?
Oh,
what year do you think was his first
goodness
year?
gracious.
And he's the earliest. He's the earliest. So they don't get any earlier than Ray Boltz.
Oh boy.
What do you think?
89?
Well, according to the posters, it was 93.
Wow.
Yeah. There, he's one of those right there.
Well,
there.
and I will say this, and I don't think he was there any earlier than that. I noticed this last week or the week before.
Yeah.
The first year, of course, it's fading into the distance now.
Right.
There were the first like 87 and 88, but then when you got to like 89 to 92, we hardly listed any artist on the poster at all. I'm like, what happened? And then 93, all of a sudden they all started showing up. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I love about this poster in general is the rainbow. I love the rainbow and the castle.
That was part of the original.
Why did we ever get rid of the castle? I loved that castle.
Yeah, that was part of the original logo.
Yeah.
Was the castle because we were kingdom bound.
Yeah, I like the castle.
Yep.
All right, how about Rebecca St. James?
Oh boy. I'm going to say it's either 93 or 94.
Go ahead, Kevin. 95.
Oh, 95.
That's the first time she was on the poster.
For some reason,
maybe she came and she wasn't on the poster in 94, but this was her first poster.
I thought that first I thought she came the first year that DC Talk was there. But then I realized, no, she wouldn't have been old enough. But I have a picture of her with that same outfit on, so they had to be 95.
Yeah.
But I, for some reason, thought it was earlier than that.
Yep, 1995.
Wow.
And that's when we were in the end of August.
Yes.
And
we were there all the way till 2000.
And
99.
my sister would get mad because she would go to college and miss Kingdom
she'd
Bound.
miss it. And that's part of the reason. That was part of the logic for moving it up into August.
Yeah, that's a cool pull. I like the castle.
Yeah.
I think we should bring the castle back.
Yeah, the castle was cool.
All right, next one, Michael W. Smith.
Oh boy.
Michael W. Smith. And his many hairstyles.
Yeah, he had lots of hairstyles. Oh boy, I'm trying to think because we kind of crossed a bridge from 92 to 93 is when we really started to bring in more than one
headliner.
A big headliner.
Okay.
And I think in 93 it was when it was Stephen Curtis Chapman and DC Talk. So that was a big money spend.
Yeah.
For headliners.
Okay.
Michael W. Smith. I don't. 99, 98.
96.
Really?
1996.
Oh yes, I should have paid better attention to the posters.
The castle is not as good in that picture.
No, every year it changed a little bit. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a pretty wild hairstyle there.
96. We also had Petra that year.
Yeah, Kathy Tricoli, Point of Grace.
Yep. Mario Murillo.
Yeah, he was a speaker.
I don't think we'd bring Mario Murillo in anymore.
Buster Stories was a speaker.
It was a different time.
Yep, it was.
And you got some fun stories about Donut Man. I'm not going to ask you to say anything, but you got a lot of fun stories about Donut Man.
I was thinking about that the other day because I got an email from a customer asking me if I could remember a children's ministry that was there in the 90s.
Okay.
Because they were trying to find the music.
Yeah.
And honest, I went. What sent me down the hallway, and that's when I realized, there was nothing on any of these posters,
right?
So I couldn't see it. And I remember the very first couple of years we had The Greatest Star of All, but that was a circus themed, children's program. This one was about a little lamb.
Yeah.
I have no recollection of a children's program that had a little lamb in it. But I don't remember. Yeah, VeggieTales. I don't remember anybody with a lamb.
Yeah.
God Rocks. I don't know if you ever remember God Rocks. God Rocks was a really cool kids program as well.
All right. How about Skillet? I was surprised at this one, Skillet.
Oh, I should know this because I remember thinking the year that we moved them over to the main stage. So I think, I could be totally wrong, but I think it was 99.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Your first one you got right.
And the reason I think I knew that was because we moved them to the main stage in 2009 because we couldn't fit any more people at the park stage.
Yes.
So they had to make the move. It was dangerous. We couldn't put anybody there anymore. Yeah. But I remember, they played the festival for a very long time.
How many times do you think they've come?
Skillet?
Yeah. So they started in 99, so it's 2026. So, and we lost 2 to COVID. So there have been 24 festivals. So how many, I don't know the answer to this. I'm just asking.
No, I don't either. I'm going to say it's got to be between 10 and 15.
Yeah.
They've played it many times. Yeah.
I'd guess that too. All right. This is one of my favorite. I know it's one of your favorites. How about Robin Mark?
I'm going to say 92.
So it's after 99 because I did them consecutively.
You did it after 99?
Yeah.
For some reason, because...
Now, again, poster. Maybe he came and he wasn't on the poster before.
Well, again, there were years where there was nothing on the posters.
Yeah, true.
Because I thought that Robin and Paul were coming for about the same length of time.
Okay.
But that might not be true because somebody else brought Robin's name up. Because back in the day, Kingdom Bound had a partnership with Integrity Music.
Okay.
And so they're on a couple. In fact, I don't know if they're on this poster.
Well, that's the
they
year
are right there.
Yep.
Integrity Music. And so Integrity would come and do a booth and sell all the music.
Okay.
And so that would give us a little bit of an inroad with the worship leaders. But I want to say that Robin came, and it could be this. He came to Buffalo for something else before he came to Kingdom Bound.
Yeah.
But 99 would probably make more
sense. Well, he was 2000. That's the first year he was on a poster.
Okay.
2000, Robin Mark. And I don't think he's on a picture there. I think he's just listed.
And he played for many years.
One of the things that I was most honored to do, I think I did it twice, 2 years in a row, was I would do when you guys had it Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Sunday morning.
I would do Sunday church, and he would do worship, and it was always so good. And then I got to speak for a few minutes after, and so I was always honored to do that. Okay, what about Pillar?
Oh, now I know that Pillar was at the festival last year.
Yeah, they killed it.
And they were celebrating, I believe, their 30-year anniversary. Either that or it's this year. I can't remember now.
Okay.
But Pillar would have played the park stage.
Yep.
So that would have been back. And then it's which park stage did they play at? Did they play at the one that was in the old amphitheater? Did they play at the park stage that was in the kind of the corner by the Superman?
Yep. Or in the grass.
In the grass, yeah.
Yeah. So it was after 2000.
So it's got to be, if it's after 2000, that means that they were playing on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when the festival was moved up into August. I'm going to just take a complete guess. I'm going to say 2005.
Close. 03.
Okay.
03. That poster always catches my eye. And the reason it catches, who is that?
Just a random guy at the festival.
Poster, when I walk past it, that guy with his hand worshiping like that always catches my eye.
Yep.
I love it. But yeah, that Pillar was, that first time they were on the poster was 2003.
Oh, Chris Tomlin was at that festival
yeah,
too.
That was a good one.
Jason Upton.
He's my favorite.
Bill Wilson. Do you remember Bill Wilson?
He was an evangelist, right? He did kids ministry?
New York City.
Yeah.
World's largest Sunday school.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy is crazy. All right, how about Third Day?
Oh, Third Day played the park stage. I know that, but I don't know if this was their first year. We did a festival in Florida in 1999 and 2000.
Okay.
And Third Day was scheduled to be at Kingdom Bound one of those 2 years.
Huh.
So, but what I'm trying to remember is, did they come or did they bail? They may have pulled out of that festival. I can't remember now. So I don't think it was earlier than that.
It wasn't, and it wouldn't because of I'm doing it consecutively, so it would be after 03.
Wow.
That they were on the poster.
Okay. But then again, that may be because we had them scheduled to play in Florida.
Yeah.
And they may have played in Florida. I can't remember now because we had 2 years of festivals there.
Okay.
2003.
It would have been after 2003.
Right. And so they would have played the park stage before they played the main stage.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think they played the park stage 1 or 2 years before they played the main stage.
So it could be that they weren't even on the poster then. If it was
Right.
before 04,
That's what I'm
before
wondering.
03.
So I don't know. So I would
Poster
say,
wise.
yeah, I would say that then they either played at 2004 or 5,
Yeah,
maybe.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't. They're not on the. They're not on. You don't have artist pictures on this one.
No, that's so funny. And that's another like that. So that year we were experimenting. There wasn't really a logo.
No.
We just used that font.
Yeah.
And then that reel of pictures.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Matt Maher.
Oh boy.
First time
You're
was
really
on the poster.
digging my brain here.
I tried to
Matt
get hard
Maher's
ones.
Yeah, he came to the festival quite a while. I mean, quite a few times.
Yep.
I think he would be maybe somewhere in the time frame of 2007 or 8.
8.
And again, Matt Maher may have played in the worship tent that year, not
Okay.
on the main stage.
Really?
Oh
Wow.
yeah, because I don't think he was main stage quite yet. Like you could tell if you're looking at this, you'd be able to pick out, I would think,
Yeah.
like who were the headliners that year. Like Third Day. Now Third Day may have made it to the main stage by that point in time. 1,000-Foot Crutch would have been on the park stage. Skillet would have still been on the park stage.
Yeah.
Because this was 8. Yeah, it was the following year that they moved. Leland was there.
I loved that. I remember Leland.
So we'd have to look and figure out from here whether, like, Matt wouldn't have been a headliner.
Right.
And my thinking is that he was more than likely in the worship tent that year.
So in 2008, my mom died about a week before Kingdom Bound.
Oh, wow.
And so we used her Leland's song in her tribute video for her funeral. And then Leland played that song at the festival. And they were playing on the park stage. And so I was volunteering. And I was able to go up to him after he played and just say, thanks for writing that song. It really means a lot to me. And then they played it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. How about Matthew West?
Matthew West. And again, so he wouldn't have headlined.
Yeah.
He would have been, part of the lineup those years. Maybe 2010.
Close.
11?
2013.
Oh, it's not till 13.
That's when he was on the poster.
Yeah.
So maybe he
no, I don't think he would have been there before
yeah.
that.
And that's him right there, right?
Yes.
I like the years.
Yeah.
I like the posters that have a lot of pictures of the artist.
Well, I just think it's kind of funny how we went. Like, I couldn't imagine why it took until 1993 that we were adding pictures. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. And what I like about the pictures is like there's a lot of people on that poster. I have no clue who they are. Like I don't know who these people are. I don't know who a lot of those people are.
Well, I will tell you. That's not audio. I believe that, like I wouldn't be able to pick out Attaboy anymore.
Okay.
I could pick them out when we booked them, but
Right.
not so much anymore. Bob Lenz should be on this poster somewhere.
His name is there a picture of him?
Maybe not. Maybe we didn't put the speakers on.
Yeah, not too much.
This is Catherine Scott.
Okay.
So she originally was from Ireland. She came over around the same time and ministered a lot when Robin was there. And then she moved to California.
Oh.
We had her coming in.
Huh.
But yeah, there's like a band called Wolves at the Gate.
Yeah.
Lecrae is on that poster.
That was another year with Matthew. Oh no, that was who I asked you about.
Lenny
Matthew.
LeBlanc.
Yep.
Lenny LeBlanc, Paul Blanche, and Robin were like 3 of the mainstays. And in those early years, Rick Kua and Will McFarlane and the band, they would learn all the music and they'd be the house band.
Wow.
Like Robin didn't bring his band back then, and neither did Paul, and neither did Lenny. They would learn all the music and then they would do all the music.
Is that how it works now with Paul? Is there like a
No, Paul has his own band.
He brings
he
people.
brings his own band. Although he also has used Brothers McClurg as his band.
Okay.
A few places I've seen him.
Okay, last musical artist,
Yes.
Britt Nicole.
Oh boy, there's a big gap with Britt Nicole because we brought her in. I want to say we brought her in 2016, but she played before that.
Okay.
I think it was 16. Where'd you find her on?
17.
17 on the poster?
Yeah.
Wait, so 17, yeah, this was not a great year.
We didn't have that many.
It was a very poorly attended festival. Let's just put it that way. I'm not saying that the festival wasn't good. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right there. And Mac was already not with Third Day anymore. He was on his own.
Oh, okay.
Run Collective. And the reason we had Run Collective at the festival was because of Robin.
Oh, yeah?
I think, is it Rend? Or, yeah, it's Rend. He told us all about Run Collective, and that's how we booked him. Yeah, the festival was
That was a
poorly
John
attended.
Trist.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But it was. And we had her, I think, one time before that where she maybe she wouldn't have made it onto the poster.
Okay.
Or she was an add-in late because
Okay.
somebody might have bowed out.
Okay. And then last one, Reggie Dabbs. What do you think his first year was?
Oh my word.
And he was
I
on the
know.
poster. Now, I don't know, maybe he was coming way before this, but the first year he made the poster, what do you think it was?
Oh boy. It's got to be back in the 90s sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I and he's been a regular for a long, long time.
I know of only one year that he missed. Maybe he missed another one, but I know of one year that he missed.
Well,
but
he
that's a
missed
long-
one in recent years,
Right,
and that's
that's the
because
one
it was
that-
25th wedding
Yes.
anniversary, and he went on a cruise with his
Yeah.
wife.
So if that's the only year he missed, he's been to like, what, 23
20.
then? 23 festivals.
I know. I was looking at this poster too because I thought, wow, we had Bible Man and
You had
Donut
a
Man. That
really
year for the
good children.
kids.
One
Yeah.
year you had no, it's not this year, but there was one year where you had Donut Man, VeggieTales, and another pretty big one.
Well, you know how we had the VeggieTales though.
No.
The VeggieTales just were costumes that came in a box, and then we put our own people into
Okay.
the costumes. So we didn't get a show. We did bring a VeggieTales show in.
Okay.
We did that as a one-off concert night in Rochester and in Buffalo. A couple of years we did that.
Yeah.
That was a different story. They brought the whole show with them. But for many years, Big Idea would make Bob and Larry available, and they would rent the costumes to you, and then they'd tell you who you had to pick to fit in there. And I remember because one of my friends was Bob the Tomato, and the top of Bob the Tomato was a baseball cap, and the kids just pounded like the heck out of it. It's like the person came out with a headache, saying, "Let's tell those kids to stop pounding the top of my head." It was funny. Oh, so I was kind of a bust on those dates. It's a lot of dates. To
No,
remember.
you did really well. You were pretty close on most of them.
It's
It's a lot to 40
it is.
years.
It's a lot. It's a lot of a lot of dates, a lot of artists.
And they
you know,
all
and then you
like
think-
I've only been doing it for a couple of years, and it all seems to like run into itself.
It does. After a while, it all melds together.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, it would be sometimes I would say to you, well, I can look back and see when did we pay them?
Right.
Well, the records on the computer only go back so far. Like, we're older than we were doing manual
Yeah,
records
there
for
was
a
no
long time.
QuickBooks back then.
And there were a lot of artists who in the first years came in, they didn't get paid at all.
Yeah.
They came because they wanted exposure and they wanted to have people learn who they were and hear
Yeah.
their music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So July 27th to the 29th.
Yes.
If you're camping, it's 26th to the 30th.
Yes. Six Flags Darien Lake.
Yeah. 40 years with them.
Yes. They've
Right.
been a great partner.
Yep, they have been. And you can go to kingdombound.org for tickets, for information.
And don't wait too long because the tickets go up. There's going to be at least 2 more price breaks. So you want to make sure that you log in, go and buy your tickets as soon as possible because you'll get the best price.
Yep. Get your tickets. Call us. Email us if you have questions.
By all means, don't if something doesn't work or you're not getting something, pick the phone up and call us. We're there. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Even when we're not there, we've been equipped with an app on the phone that actually sends your call to us. So that's why people will say, why are you answering the phone at 9 o'clock? I'm like, well, because I'm home, but I can answer it at 9 o'clock and maybe I can help you. And I'm happy to do that. We all are.
Amber and I will sit at our house at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, and we'll watch that phone ring, and we'll know that you're going to pick it up.
Most of the time I do. But Amber beats me to it sometimes too.
She does. Yeah, 'cause
she
she's
gets
working.
it. So I think, but I never want anybody to, if you're on the website or if you're trying to buy tickets, like we had somebody yesterday, there was a little problem going on with the credit card portal. Pick up the phone and call us and we will take care of it for you.
Yep, we will. Hey, it's been really great hanging out with you. Thanks
Same
for
here.
joining us on the podcast. You're always awesome to have. I love the history and the stories and the your perspective that you bring with the festival. It's so cool to hear. And so thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yes.
We will have some episodes coming up where we're going to return to some interviews that we did. You're going to have a full-length Sean Rodriguez interview. You're going to have a full-length Mike Gordon interview. You'll get all of Rachel Lampa's interview, which was phenomenal. And so the next couple episodes will be some full-length interviews that you might have heard bits and pieces of from our podcast, but we're going to air the whole thing. And then after that, we'll have some stuff from the festival that we're going to shoot at the festival.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
And then shoot us an email for ideas or stuff you'd like us to cover in the fall when we come back to kind of a more normal podcast routine. It's going to be podcast@kingdombound.org. But we can't wait to hang out with you at the festival.
Same.
Hope you have a great summer. We hope that Kingdom Bound is a part of it. And again, if you need anything, go to the website, give us a call, shoot us an email. We are happy to help.
Yes.
Parting words, Donna. Give us your best send off.
Be in prayer. Be praying about who you want to bring with you, because it's an easy way to bring your friend. Sometimes your friend won't go with you to church. They will after Kingdom Bound.
Yeah.
But before Kingdom Bound, it's an easy way to get people to come. You're going to a theme park. So think about who you might want to bring and invest in somebody else's life and bring them along with you. And come ready. Like I said before, come with an open heart. Come ready to be able to hear from God and get ministered to during those days. That could be the days that change your whole summer.
Yes. And I always say that the people that enjoy Kingdom Bound the most are the people that volunteer at it and serve at it. So if you want to, we are always looking for.
We're still accepting volunteer applications.
Great. Well, thanks, Donna.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Count it all joy.